Good afternoon, everyone. This is Gwenda Smith. The Gwenda Smith page of inspiration, hope, and maybe even life hacks. But I don't know, today I've got something really different to share with you and to maybe have your input. Would actually be really cool to see your input. One of the questions that people most often ask is how do they find their life purpose? What is their life purpose? Have you ever asked that question? The chat is on, by the way, so if anyone wishes to have a chat with me while I'm here, you're welcome to. You can also do chat on the replay. So people ask, what is their life purpose? And that's all about them. It's all about what are they supposed to do with their life? What are they supposed to be in their life? But observing the masses in these last 2.5, whatever years it is now, since 2020, has been nothing short of interesting, thought-provoking, gobsmacked, challenging, and a really big dig deep for believing in humanity. So this wild ride began in 2020, as we all know, and here we are, 2022. It feels a lot longer, doesn't it? And the wild ride is still going on. This morning, as I lay thinking about what I might want to do with the day, I pondered the thought, what's the meaning? What is the meaning of life? Because, a day begins and typically we get up, make the bed, maybe have a shower, do your private things, have a breakfast, coffee, get in the car, drive the same way to your destination, which is predominantly work for those people who have a job now. Stay at work or that place for X number of hours, do the same thing for X number of hours, talk pretty much to the same people, and then you pack up and clock off and you drive home, or you might catch a bus home. But either way, it's the same, isn't it? And you get home, and what's your routine? You'll have the same routine every day, do the same thing every day. And then it's time for an evening meal and then bed. And that's the end of a day. Another day. To what end? To what end? What was the purpose of that day? What was the meaning of that day? What was your meaning in life for that day? Do you ever think about it? So when I was pondering the meaning of life this morning and reflecting on the reactions, the willingness of the masses to believe a story that was put out to them through the media, through government, and their willingness to obey, their willingness to throw away anything, everything, even family members, long-time friends, just to obey. What is that about? Is that the meaning of life? Is the meaning of life that somebody else commands what you are to believe in, what you are to do, how you are to be? I don't know. For me, that just doesn't sit or ring true. So when I pondered the meaning of life this morning, I'm afraid I came up with zero. And I came up with zero for humanity as a collective. During this last 2 odd years, it's been a minority of people that have been able to sit in their soul and know the truth and be able to go beyond the web of deceit. But it's been less than the masses who have been able to do that. So when I say humanity as a collective, when you're looking at the masses who have so willingly thrown themselves under the bus, forfeited their life to do something that has been put upon them by supposed leaders, called leaders, governments of the world. Not all of the world. Did you know that? Not all of the world have participated in this sham for the last 2.5 odd years. But when we're looking at the meaning of life, what is it? Is the meaning of life that we just do groundhog? You know, we get up in the morning, we have the same routine, we go to work, or we go and do whatever it is we do. Perhaps we're a mum, perhaps we're a parent. So we tend to our children. And then, you know, we do the menial tasks, maybe the housework, the washing, the chores through the day. Or if you're at work, you're doing the menial chores at work, you know, the things that take up your time at work. For what? To what end? To what end is all of that? Nothing. It's death. That's the end. Death. So we die from this physical body and we return to wherever we came from. That's it. So that's the meaning of life. You arrive, you're indoctrinated from the time you arrive because you have a screen of some kind put in front of you. And indoctrination begins right away. Then you get into a schooling system where the indoctrination is huge. So you really don't have any idea who you are, what your purpose is, where you're meant to be, what you're supposed to be doing. And you just live each day like Groundhog Day. And it's just the same old till you die. So what's the point? To what end? If we wanted to live a life of Zen, we would be able to have an interconnectedness between ourselves and every living thing around us. And we would be delightfully connected to the earth and maybe to the heavens. To what end? You're living a life, same old, yet again. Meaning of? Being there, interconnecting, doing what? Having a meaning of what? To what end, people? What is the meaning of life, and to what end is that meaning of life? Now, in these last few years, or 2.5 years, whatever it is, everything that you may have believed about life in your life has been disrupted. Many things have been taken away. The words freedoms, rights, and so forth were taken away, replaced with something new. Words like mandates, covering the face of the humans, removing the ability to be able to see emotion, to be able to see the human being that stands in front of you, all under the guise of it being for your safety. And now, with those face coverings being allowed to be dropped, many people are still so complicit, so compliant out of fear. And they are willing to forego that humanness, that human interaction of being able to see a full human face. And yes, it's important, people, it's important. The human being is a sensory being. The human being is a being of feeling and of beingness. It is not something that is covered up and hidden away or unable to be seen for what it is experiencing and what emotions are in play. The impact on children of these face coverings will be seen psychologically, emotionally, weight, yeah, their weight. Body image is a big issue for a lot of children in the world already, let alone having a face that is covered up so people can't see it. These issues that will come forward won't take long to be seen. But so sadly, the parents who support this and who participate in this will be as blind as bats to the reasons for their child's psychological imbalances, emotional imbalances, inability to cope, to have any kind of emotional resilience, mental tenacity, because the parents don't have it themselves. So if the parents don't have it, how can a child have it? After all, the main role model and example to follow is a parent. And unfortunately, next to that is the school. So the meaning of life and to what end? You know, people at the moment, I feel really sad for humanity as a collective. I'm fortunate in that I choose to spend my time with people who are of a higher awareness, and we are the minority. So when we're looking at humanity going forward and a future of humanity, it's very hard to see how that is going to pan out at the moment and how that is going to be a humanity, a collective of humanity who have a connectedness among them from their heart and soul. Because when you are so dumbed down and you live by what a governing organisation tells you, then there is no connectedness between heart and soul. It can't be. It just can't be, because when you are connected between heart and soul, you understand the call of your soul. You understand the song of your heart. And that means that you can live in a place of beautiful harmony, and that you're able to create a world that is a place of empathy, compassion, kindness, and love. But when you live a life that is ruled by what is said on mass media, through government officials, maybe police, there is no connectedness between heart and soul, and there can't be. And that's really sad, really sad. So, the meaning of life right now, there really isn't one. There isn't one that is going to be something of a future for the soulful human being. Those who are of a higher awareness and who are able to see through the illusion and the web of deceit that is being spun, still being spun as I speak. Those who are able to see through that, it's going to be a long journey. And it is going to require you to have a lot of time with other aware souls, and a lot of changes in language. So, the meaning of life, perhaps you'd like to ponder it and see what you come up with. The meaning of life, to what end? Death is the end, and that's a certainty. But the meaning of life before then, what will it be for you? How will it be for you? Let's see. Let's see what you can bring to the table. The meaning of life and to what end is quite different to purpose in life or purpose of life. Thoughts for the day. Let's see how we go.